He's the working man's guy, that's me.
Across the road there, United States, what is it, 200 yards away, everyone's getting killed, murdered, stabbed up, whatever.
You're dangling $1 million in front of 10 savages who will kill you for it. And you're putting it in the middle and go, scrap for that, and everybody just fucking fights their arse off. I needed a platform, they needed a star, and we amalgamated, and here we are today.
The city of Manchester, home to two iconic football clubs, a place that George Orwell calls the industrial heart of Britain, the guts and belly of the country, but it's also home to some iconic fighters for the hard men of the North. We're going to meet one of them today, Brendan Loughnane, making history in the Professional Fighters League and becoming another fighting hero of the city. Brendan.
Yes, Gareth, always a pleasure.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
It's got me.
Yeah, well, you've come a long way.
Well, we're getting there. We're not halfway where we need to be, though, Gareth. I'll give you a little guided tour.
Incredible.
It brings back so many memories just looking out this window. And, you know, I'm not in England all that much. So when I am, I'm like, at this view, really, it just takes my breath away somewhere. Look at it. I mean, we're up early this morning. Look how far back you can see the Pennines, right to the back. And yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, as you can see, right? The printworks there, the Arndale there, all the iconic Manchester scenery in one. I'm mad to Manchester Arena. I would love, you know, big fight. You know, you got the Bubba Jenkins, the Chris Wades. Bring them over. Why not? Let them see this here. I'll show them around, no problem.
You have fought in the major organisations.
Yes.
Tell me about your journey to getting to the PFL.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was Bama.
Yeah.
And I was fighting on Bama. Prior to that, we're talking about Clash of Warriors 2008. We're talking about a sport in its infancy, and to watch it go to where it is now, it's just been a whole whirlwind of a journey.
Because I remember when you were a late teenager, you were like sleeping in a car, sleeping in the gym down in Nottingham at Rough House, where there was Dan Hardy, Jimmy Wallhead, Paul Daly, Ross Pearson, all these guys who were, in a way, the first generation of professional mixed martial artists in the UK. We're going back 13, 14, 15 years here, aren't we?
Yeah, well, like you touched on, I had my semi-pro fight in Nottingham, and Dean Hammersinger, big thanks to him, seen the talent and said, do you want to come and stay at my family home? I was like, this guy's invited me to his family home. He don't even know me.
Hey,
and I'm training with these guys tomorrow morning. All these guys had came from other disciplines and made it work in MMA. I didn't. I just started MMA. It wasn't a thing. You was a boxer who winged a bit of wrestling. You was a wrestler who learned how to throw an overhand. And that's kind of how it was in the beginning. But I was the first to kind of go, no, I'm an MMA fighter. You know, I'd been playing football, so I was athletic. And then next thing, I'm doing MMA.
You battled through 5 years when you're being paid a taxi fare to get home, if I can put it that way. And then the PFL come calling.
Yeah.
And you're 28 and you think, wow.
Yeah. That just changed my whole life. It really did. My life turned around at that point massively. I remember when they first signed me and they said, it was like August or something, if I'm not mistaken. They said, we will give you 2 fights before the end of the year. There was only like 4 months left of the year. I said, what? Sign me up now. They give me a healthy signing bonus, which I used to buy my mum's property, which was always a dream of mine while starting MMA.
You paid off her mortgage?
Yeah, with the original signing bonus. And then that was a massive goal of mine. I mean, I had 3 goals when I started MMA. It was to pay that off. That was always number 1. I always wanted to fight in Las Vegas. And they said, your next fight's going to be Las Vegas. And I wanted to headline the Manchester Arena. And I did all 3 of them. And I was like, right, now it's time to re-script it. Now it's time to get the million. And now it's time to be a world champion.
Tell me where you want to take it now, though, that you've got this platform, the British public is ready to embrace mixed martial arts stars. Are you going to be that guy in this era?
That is me. That has been me. You know, I've worked my whole life to get to this point. I was scared to tell people I was a cage fighter because of the way they react. Now, you go in a nightclub, you've got footballers and cage fighters. People will surround the cage fighters more than the footballers now. It's insane how much the narrative has shifted towards MMA, and what a beautiful time to do it. The golden era of MMA. We've got so many good British fighters right now. Now the US are almost be coming to us for skills like we used to always go to them. It's great.
For we're up here looking out on Manchester, feels like we're up in the gods.
Yeah.
There's grit and grime down in Didsbury and Moss Side and the park where you began and all the pictures of you as a kid. Should we go meet your mum?
Let's go. I'm going to show you. Let's go.
Lovely. I love the fact that Mum has always been inspiration for you.
She's been
her work ethic and all those things, you know.
Yeah, she's been the pillar of all this happening, really.
And she never minded you being a fighter even when you were a little kid?
Oh, of course she minded. When I used to come home with black eyes this big, and she went, what are you actually doing there in that gym? What do you actually do in there to come back looking like this? And I said, listen, just leave me with this, I love it.
So Mum is Agnes Keneally originally.
And my dad's
Irish.
Brendan. It's the most Irish names you'll ever meet.
Yeah. Do you feel the Irish in you? Do you feel the Celtic?
100%.
Even though you are clearly a Manchester boy, you know?
Manchester Irish, as Tyson Fury calls it.
Exactly. There is a moment, and I don't even know if it's conscious, where every fighter is able to draw on their warrior DNA.
Well, I'll tell you about warrior DNA. See this here? See this scar? Let me tell you about this. I'm fighting this guy in Germany, a Russian fella, and I throw a spinning back fist, round one, and it snaps my arm completely across his head. Gone. And the warrior DNA kicked in. I said, I am not that guy that's going to lose 2 in a row no matter what. I went back to my corner, said to my cornerman, my arm's broke here. He said, what? I said, this arm's broke, I'm telling you now. He's like, all right, I'm going to pull it. I went, you're not going to pull it. I'm going to find a way to win this fight. And this is all on footage. You can watch this fight. Didn't pull it. Head kick knocked him out with one arm hanging off. I'm jabbing him like this.
Survival instincts, aren't they?
Just like...
Something comes out in you.
I'll find a way.
Yeah, exactly. It's a survival instinct.
I won. I still won the fight. And not only did I win it, it was a spectacular head kick knockout with one arm hanging off. Here we are, we're on my road now. Withington, but now they call it Didsbury. Here we are, Gareth. Welcome to Manchester. There's my dog. Look, I told you it's like a shrine. Look, there's just pictures and belts everywhere.
OK, let's have a look at this.
Look at that, mate.
That is fantastic.
You know, if there was a house fire and everyone goes, what's the one thing you'd save? Oh, it'd be my dog first. My mum would already be out, but this would be third.
Brendan, welcome to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Best of luck tonight, your friends at Madison Square Garden. That is amazing.
That. Come on,
that
mate.
is amazing.
Oh, hey, does that
is
hype you up?
fantastic. It's just iconic.
It is, it really is. When I read that, I came into the dressing room and there was a little letter on my chair and it said Loughnane and then this. And I opened it and I read it and my heart just sank. Imagine, you're in Madison Square Garden and you open this. This is my pride and joy, this, it really is.
Brendan was telling me that you're actually his inspiration.
I'm just glad he's finally getting recognised. It should have been years ago.
Well, you've got a massive shrine to his fighting life here. Celtic Gladiator, the Contender, the Manchester Gum Shield.
Look, this was my old crew, look. Look at them. Look what I was hanging about with, mate. That's who I was fighting with on a day-to-day. The local lunatics.
Yeah.
And look at me, little child. Look at the size of them. They were my sparring partners.
Yeah, they're all about 10 years older, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fantastic. But you knew he was in good hands.
Oh, yeah.
Show us all the memorabilia you've got in the house, then. Let's have a look at it all.
How long have you got?
Exactly. So which is your favourite one here on the memory wall?
Well, all of them are my favourites, but I think this one.
Is that Christmas?
Yeah, it was Christmas when he was about 6 or 7.
He's got his boxing
He
gloves
got his
on.
boxing gloves. Everything else I bought him, he threw away, but he put them on.
Love this, by the way, Agnes.
Yeah, that is one of my favourite ones. Brendan got me that for Mother's Day a couple of years ago.
I mean, what else do you get someone that just has a shrine of you? You just get more pictures, right?
Love it.
Well, that was my pro debut, that. My first pro fight, and I was losing and come back and knock the guy out, and what a feeling that was. That was the first roar of the Manchester Lion.
Amazing. Agnes, thank you so much for the brew and having us to your home.
You're more than welcome.
The home that this great star grew up in. Keep the shrine going.
I will.
This is the street where little Brendan is running up and down, annoying Ben Walker, kicking the ball against the wall the whole time.
Mischievous Brendan. You're right, yeah, this is where it all began. And look where I still am. You know, the people in society here, like, you grew up fast. Let's put it that way, you grew up very fast, mate.
Right, let's go down to Gangland in Moss Side.
Oh, fuck it now.
Lovely, your mum. Strong woman. She is a lot of the strength inside you.
You can tell that, can't you? You
Yeah.
can see it now. We've all got our own story, and there's a big story behind why we do this. And you've just seen my inspiration, really, haven't you? You've seen why I do it. And when there was £100 on the line for a fight, and I was still as tenacious as I am now.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? That's your nature. Moss Side is well documented for being famous and infamous for the things that went down there with gangland warfare and drug dealing. And what changed a lot of that was community spirit in the end. What were the MMA gyms, were the boxing gyms, and they became the light and the beacon in those communities.
Well, that's kind of where I found my way, because Champs Camp was very famous for boxing at the time.
With Phil Martin and...
Yeah, there was a mutual respect in Champs Camp. All the gangs were putting the guns down, and Phil had that respect.
Yeah.
And it was before my time. I never met Phil.
Yeah.
But the ethos in the gym is still the same to this day.
Yeah.
You come in, you leave your shit at the door, and we're going in, we're going to work hard,
Yeah.
and we're going to get together, and we're going to beat people on the other side of the country or the world. And we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I picked it all up in the local area, and then started taking it on the regional, the national, and then the international scene, and now the world. I'm around the world with Manchester martial arts.
And you can put it all on the PFL platform.
Exactly, and that's the plan.
Brendan is friends with all the combat heroes from the city, and he dropped in for lunch with the one and only $1 Million Crolla.
How you doing, Anthony?
Hey,
Good to see you.
happening?
Long time. How was everything?
It's been a while.
Great to see you,
Dan,
man. How was
you
everything,
good?
mate? Getting there now, you know.
Mate, looking well.
Leaning up.
You're finally getting that exposure. 6 months, 4
know,
fights
mate.
to change your life.
Literally.
Then it can happen.
Thank you so much, Ant. I mean, I've been in the Champs Camp, done the rounds in Manchester,
Brilliant.
and now it's time to go and put it all to fucking work, mate.
Mate, with this, it keeps building.
I know,
keeps
mate.
building, and then, mate, bring you back home. Do you know what
and
I
I
mean?
bring a few of the lads from round here into the
Yeah.
PFL. Do you know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
like paved the way a bit for them
Mate,
as well.
no, mate, absolutely, mate. It's only growing. Like I said, you know, I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert, but I'm a fan. I'm a
Yeah,
fan.
yeah.
You knew that years, but like you said, the standard's unbelievable. We've seen fighters come into that thinking
wiped
they're
out,
going to be
mate.
picking up money, and it's not happening.
It's not an
like
easy
that.
paycheck, mate. You know what it is,
Nah,
aren't
not
you?
at all.
You're dangling $1 million in front of 10 savages who will kill you for it.
Exactly.
And you're putting it in the middle and go, scrap for that.
Leave him
and
to
everybody
fight
just
with it.
fucking fights their arse off. Every 6 weeks, you're up, lad, go, go, go. And then you
Yeah.
pick up a knock, a bruise, you're in again.
Yeah,
With
tough.
the same bruise from the last fight. It's mad, mate.
Mate, I can't wait to see it. Everyone's going to be behind you, you know
Was
that.
it?
Mate,
Appreciate
I mean
that.
it. I
Thank
genuinely
you.
mean
Thank
it.
you, Ant.
Genuinely
Cheers,
mean
pal.
it.
Take care, boys. See you in a
mate.
bit. Now, these are the
So we're in
mean
Moss Side.
streets. These are the
Yeah,
mean
these
streets,
are
mate.
indeed
Watch
the
the
mean
cameras. Pull up anywhere here, mate.
Let's go and meet the boys.
Let's do
from
it.
The Champs Camp.
There's the police, look.
Police are here already.
Yeah, there already.
He's here. He's here.
Oh, there's a few of them. Yes! Here they are.
Yes, yes.
Hardcore.
Cool, lovely, okay?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Here's the documentary team. Here's the boys.
Good to see you.
And you as well.
Yeah, good to see you.
That's your
Said, I just talked about you on there.
right.
I said Morris used to be at the top there with his nice car and the boxer, and that was me. I wanted to be him. We'll come in here, right? And we'll have our little out, you know, the men will pour out what's going on in their home life, and then we'll go in there and we'll let it all out on the bags. Right, guys, let's go.
The infamous walk down to the Champs Camp.
That's right.
Tell me about this kid then. You've been with him for 14 years.
14.
Since he was a teenager.
Yeah, that's right. When I first met him, he was just raw. Couldn't even throw a jab. But what I did notice about him is he had a dedication and heart. We never missed one training session. Remember when you would set the timer for a 5-minute round? And after about 6-7 minutes, I'd be thinking, wait, is 5 minutes gone yet? You go, oh, I did 8 minutes. It's not here yet.
Well, this has changed a few lives, this place, hasn't it?
Yeah, hasn't it?
There was a lot of trouble here at one time, wasn't there?
Yeah, of course there was. Yeah, I just live in. I grew up in Aston Avenue. What, half a mile from here? We see Morris and them, didn't we? Doing the jogging past my house up there, and we'd look and go, "They're the boxers." I'm a little bit younger than Morris, I think.
Let's go inside and feel the magic then.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, you will. It's an aura in here, mate. It's an aura. The famous stairs.
Yeah, this is it.
Blood, sweat and tears.
Yeah, you can smell it, right?
I mean, look
Yeah,
at this.
oh yeah.
It smells
These
good.
kind of sayings everywhere.
A man is not defeated when he's beaten. A man is defeated when he quits.
Yeah.
Never quit.
Never quit.
Suppose in anything, if you're going to be great, you've got to have dedication, hard work. When I seen Brendan, I knew he'd never miss, and that was like gold to me. And I've never missed. We didn't. Never, ever miss one session.
It's
in
like
the
an
rain.
addiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an addiction.
Yeah.
We'd be training in the park, remember, halfway through it start raining, we're not stopping. We've got another half an hour to do, and that's what we would do.
Across the road there, United States, what is it, 200 yards away, everyone's getting killed, murdered, stabbed up, or whatever, shot. But everyone that came into here, in this gym, had some kind of respect for it. Phil used to say to us, Phil Martin, who was Jimmy, this is, he say to us that, you know, whatever's going on out there goes on out there, but whatever's going on in here isn't that. And they always came in here, and they always had respect for the place.
Mutual respect, isn't
Yeah.
it? And the
But they've
sport
never done
is
it,
so much about that.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's right. Now it's his time.
Great to meet those two legends, eh?
Absolute legends. Can you smell it?
Oh, yeah.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
This is why I come here. This is what drawn me to the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
The energy in the area, you can feel it, right?
Yeah, and it's an amazing way to end this day with you, this journey that you've been on your entire life, to show what you really have, to show this neighbourhood, to show your community, to show your country what you've been striving for all these years.
I think it's very important, Gareth. I'm so happy that you guys have been in a day in the life, and you pointing certain things out to me today has made me realise a lot of things, like where my backbone's really come from, where my strength, my energy, where everything's come from, and I'm so glad I got to show you my upbringing and where I come from.
Brendan Loughnane, man of the people, man of Manchester, hewn in Didsbury, fighting out of Moss Side. Can he become the PFL's $1 million man?